so now we just have half an hour more of presentations from AWS and CMC, and then afterwards we'll go into the pitch competition, which I think is the finale for today's event. So right now, I'd like to just welcome us into the next segment on Spice Up EdTech with world-class technology. Can we get two of our AWS speakers? So today we have Valerie Leong, who's our regional education to workforce lead. Valerie, just say hi. And we also have Mr. Tuan, who is our AWS education lead for Vietnam. So both of them, please come up and let's give a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tuan, and I'm the public sector education specialist in Vietnam. And today I'm very excited to share with you some of the information about the technology which you can consider during your business. Maybe first of all, I would like to introduce a little bit about Amazon Web Service, because a lot of people, even when I meet up, they don't realize what is Amazon or Amazon Web Service. So actually, Amazon is founded in 1994 from a garage and started the business by selling a book. And later in 2006, Amazon already found a company named Amazon Web Services. And Amazon Web Services provide the infrastructure, the IT infrastructure for Amazon. And due to the trend, now a lot of customers migrate from the on-prem IT infrastructure to the cloud IT infrastructure. So Amazon Web Services already provide not only for Amazon but for a lot of customers around the world. So that is where we are here in Vietnam to support a lot of customers at the moment. Regarding to the EdTech or EdTech, there are few key trends at the moment, and we also provide all the information in the guideline for startup. But I would like to pick up 4 points here and to discuss with you very quickly. The first one is data. The second one is AI and ML. The third one is the game-based solution, and the last one is the VR and reality AI and VR. Why is data? Data is very important because in the traditional way, I can say that a lot of customers, a lot of enterprise, they are waste data because they don't know how to use or they don't know how to digitalize the data. Like in the education sector, K-12 university, a lot of students. So we have a lot of information about the student name, the student information, and also about the teacher as well. And later we have a lot of behavior related to them, and also a lot of other activity. So if we have collect all the kind of data from multiple sources, it can help a lot to innovate and create the new services for the customer. One of our customers here is the Octopus BI. They provide the dashboard for K-12, for university, and for vocational training. So with this kind of dashboard, the school can collect a lot of data from multiple sources and they analyze the data. And for example, one of the teachers can log into the system and they get the notification from the system say that you have 4 students have some issue or have some risks. So at that time, the teacher can look at the student and find what's happening. So that is help a lot to increase for the efficiency in education. And to support the customer, Amazon Web Service provide multiple services for analyze the data, store the data. I can list down some of the services that can use here, but I will not go into the detail because we have very few time. The second point I would like to point out here is about the AI and ML. So after we collect all of the data, if we apply the AI and ML, we can generate a lot of services and innovate and provide a lot of new features or services or product for the customer. And when I mentioned about this one, a lot of customers are using AI ML services of Amazon Web Service to use in their product. For example, Clara is one of our customers, and because they provide the training course for many people around the world. So they use some of the stack like the recommendation engine from AWS and to help to recommend the right content to the right audience. And then it can help the audience or the user when they look in the system and they get the recommendation for the right content for them. And then Coursera can sell more and the user can get more knowledge and they get the good recommendation and they know what should they to study. And if we talk about the student journey, a lot of activity happening during the student journey from when the education institution, they have some kind of activity like do the marketing or recruitment, and then when coming to the enrollment period, and then later it's like provide the learning management system or provide the content for students to learn and how to personalize for the content as well. And after that, it's coming to the period of the communication between the school and the parents. And sometimes we can also apply the services for the localize of the language. And finally, one of the very important things is the student retention. So all of the steps here in the journey can apply the AI ML to help customers to create a lot of more efficiency work. And this slide also shows some of the web service services that can help in AI/ML as well. The third one is the game-based solution. That is, I can say that one of the new trends. And I show one of the example. One of our customer is a Fun China World. That is like a learning system. But they provide like they change the way of teaching because the traditional way of teaching is to study Chinese is very difficult, and especially the culture of China is very in wide range area. So when they use this kind of methods and provide this kind of application, now they have more than 40 million users, and they have provide this kind of services for more than 40 countries at the moment. And they increase a lot of subscribers in the short term, and the way that they study using this kind of platform is very convenient and very easy to understand. And they adapt with the culture of China as well very quickly using the game, because when especially for the children, when they join the game, they feel more comfortable and they enjoy to study instead of the traditional way. Regarding to this area, the web service also provides quite a lot of features. You can see in this slide as well. And the last point I would like to point out is the AI and VR. So let's imagine that the teacher, when they come to the class, they wear one kind of glasses and they can see all the students there. And when AI and VR were applied, they can see the information of students. For example, recently, if one of the students they have some good points or bad points, or is there any issue with them recently, so they can have more information in the class as well. And this can link up to a lot of other data and can help the teacher to analyze and provide more the right content to the student. So that is the way we can apply the education. And one of our customers is the perceived education. The way that they approach is very interesting because in the traditional way of teaching, there are some subject is very difficult to explain, and some kind of students they have some difficulty in terms of imagining, and if there's not something visualized, they cannot understand easily. So this company already apply another ways. For example, they explain about the water molecule. It's very easy, like a 3D way, and you can turn it around and see how it's merged. It's very easy to understand and imagine. And for this AI and VR, we also provide some other kinds of services like this way. And understand that in the market, the Edtech is still have a very big chance. And we are here, we have the support from the regional team, We also have the local team to support the startup community, and we also provide the startup program, so you already know about that. And using the Edstart program, we also can provide the benefit for startup like community time to market, provide the support for the financer by providing the credit, and a lot of other benefits if you want to apply and join our program. So that will come to end of my section, and I will transfer to Valerie.
Thanks a lot, Tuan. Hi everyone, I'm Valerie. I'm the Education Workforce Program Manager at Amazon Web Services. So we focus on upscaling youth in terms of cloud literacy. So it's quite interesting to hear just now one of the panelists mentioning that K-12 is an emerging space. So it's quite interesting because I took part in a research study yesterday that focuses on how K-12 should actually start implementing more career readiness workshops, career readiness talks and curriculum in the K-12 space. Right? So education is really transforming like never before, and there are so many areas where education can actually be improved, right? So one is like flexible learning, one is new assessment models, one is to increase employability for students or focus on student well-being and more. Right? So AWS actually powers a lot of schools in terms of education, in terms of edtechs, not just in Vietnam, not just in Asia Pacific, Japan, but also across the world. And cloud solutions are actually powered by many different skill sets, for example, machine learning, IoT, robotics, and cloud skills are actually really highly in demand across many different industries, right? Because it's not just edtechs or education schools that are using the cloud, but for example, NASA, for example, Netflix and Zoom are all powered by AWS. So there's really a need for cloud skills, right? So we have done a lot of third-party research studies, and a lot of the data come back to show us that by 2025 is a pivotal shift where a lot of the companies will have then migrated to the cloud, and 3 out of the top 5 digital skills that employers actually command is related to the cloud. So this year, we actually did a deep dive into Drop study. So Drop is a third-party research agency that has backdoor access to all the job postings portal globally. And they have came back to us with the data that in Vietnam alone, there is about 88,000 jobs requiring cloud computing skills. And out of 88,000, 25,000 are actually targeted at early career talents. So what AWS is doing to bridge that talent skills gap, right? So we have a lot of different education programs and platforms. But beyond all these in-house education programs, what we do is also we partner with a lot of edtechs, a lot of schools when they come to us saying that they have a really cool curriculum and they would like to do like a partnership so that we can come in for like cloud skills and they can come in, for example, like in Python curriculum. Okay, so we have a lot of this kind of collaboration opportunities as well. So just one of the more common education program at AWS is called AWS Academy. So for example, like RMIT Vietnam, they actually use 4 of our courses in their Bachelor of IT degree program. And for example, in SMU, they actually take some of our courses to map it back into their social analytics course. Right, so we have about 12 over courses in AWS Academy, so quite full-fledged. This is just to show you some breakdown of the courses. For example, we have videos, labs, quizzes, which is similar to all the LMS platform out there. Right. So this is just one of the case study of how one of the startups and one of like the edtechs who has a training arm, they partnered with AWS to actually launch this data science accelerator program for the K-12 space. Right. And as you can see, they actually partner with the government to bring in AWS to offer free AWS credits to the students to build their prototypes, and also the AWS courses. And they also bring in different industry partners, for example, the Tampines Town Council, for example, like the hospital, to bring like problem statements for the students to solve. So this is just one of the ways that edtechs or training providers actually partner with us. Another example is in Singapore, we have this edtech called Skillio. Right, so Skillio is helping Gen Zs to actually find like career internship opportunities, and we actually partnered with them to host a virtual career fair together. Right, so these are just some of the avenues that we can actually partner with edtechs. For example, if you are keen in scaling opportunities in terms of like curriculum development programs, or if you want to host like a hackathon or a workshop together, we can do that as well. And we also have another program called Restart, but because of time constraint, I won't really deep dive into that. But if let's say you have like you're keen on like social initiatives, social CSR, and you want to train like unemployed and underemployed individuals to help them get into entry-level tech roles, feel free to reach out to us. So we will provide all the content, and the edtech or the training provider can actually use the content to teach more underemployed individuals out there. Okay, so I'll just end the presentation right here and pass it over to CMC. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuan and Valerie, for your very insightful sharing, right? So I hope that everyone in the room right now can imagine and also learn more about the application of AWS and also